Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the JBR Play podcast. I'm John, and once again, I am joined by Ben and Rick.
Hey everyone!
So I think this podcast is actually going to air pretty much just before New Year's. I think it will.
If you say so.
New Year's of the week.
Is it Saturday or Sunday? It's Saturday night. So this comes out
Saturday night,
Yeah,
yeah.
this will be.
Yeah.
So Happy New Year's to everybody. And what we're going to do...
Stuff.
That's Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Happy Alcohol Day.
Yes. Happy not waking up the
alcohol
next
week.
day.
Alcohol evening.
So we've actually had a question asked to us by Mr. Tom Stout, which is he wants to know, it sort of goes back to the old formula a bit of the podcast. He wants to know what our favourite games of 2016 were, our favourite films, and our favourite TV season. So let's start with the games. Guys, what do you think was your favourite game of 2016? Or maybe not your favourite, but the best you feel was the best game of 2016?
Don't really know. My problem is I haven't really played many games. I've been a little busy.
With
playing
your main game.
One expansion of a game, yeah.
Well, you played
Well,
Dishonored 2, and you've played
That's it, obviously.
Titanfall 2.
World of Warcraft Legion, that's what I've been doing. In terms of as its own game, you can count it, I guess, as a game of the year almost if you wanted to. It is absolutely fantastic. They literally, I can't compare it much because I didn't play since the Burning Crusade, which is 2011 or something. But it's a fantastic game, really good. But yeah, in terms of actual games, I guess I'm still going with it, obviously in my playthroughs. But Dishonored 2 is, I'm enjoying it a lot, an awful lot. I've done all three different. I've got three playthroughs on the go. I've got the single player one, the one without killing anyone or being seen by anyone. That's kind of hard because you can't, kill them to not be seen by them. So, and then there's the one I'm doing with the no powers, which is also just my massacre one, basically. I'm like, how do I get through that door? Kill them all when I walk through. So, I mean, it's keeping me entertained.
Do you feel it's changed a lot, enough though, to be considered a very different game from its predecessor?
Yes, it's the same game, but they've added. That's what it is. It's still the good element, the good mechanics. Everything's great, but they've added on to that to make it more. There's more. I'm not going. Oh, I'm doing the same thing again.
Yeah, does it feel different? Because sometimes when you pick up
Yeah.
a sequel to a game, you feel like you are just playing the
It's-
previous game still, but maybe with a bit of DLC.
I say because you can now play as Emily, you have all these completely different abilities. Before, like Corvi, you have Blink. You've seen Blink.
Yeah.
You literally go, boop, you're there. With Emily, I've realised it's more of a grapple.
Pull, yeah.
It's a grapple thing because I've died quite a few times. I go, right, aimed it there, pull, and I fall. I'm like, really? And I realise it's not a blink. It's a grab. I've got to grab something.
Yeah.
Teleport, no!
Well, yeah, pretty much. So that's it's nice. It feels nice to use. I like it. Spider-Man.
That's for you.
It's okay. So playing between the two, Emily and Corvo, do you feel, because for me sometimes this is a slightly different game, but when Halo came out, it was fantastic, and then you played Halo ODST, and I was really excited to be an ODST. But when you actually play the game, you do feel like you're just a Spartan with less shields. Like you're still just as strong. You smack an enemy, you do just as much damage when a Spartan punches them. Does it feel kind of like that when you're playing as Emily?
Kind of a bit silly. I think Emily's abilities are more focused towards stealth mechanics. Like you have this thing you go in demon form. It's called Shadow Walk, and you literally can you become a shadow on the floor. So if they see the shadow, they go, "Hey, what's that?" But then turn around, you can just literally go and scooch past.
I wish people could see
I
what you just
think-
did to impersonate that Shadow Walk.
That's literally what she does with her hand. But Corvo I think is more focused on fighting.
Death.
But both of them, I mean, you've seen what I've done with some of the playthroughs. I have like 15 guys with me. I just stand there holding block, and it doesn't matter. It's just
Yeah.
the thing that gets you is when they shoot you or kick you or throw stuff at you.
It's not like in
But
other games where they can
it's a
kind
little
of
silly.
knock your... Can they break your guard? Because from what
They
I've seen
haven't
in
yet
your
on me.
playthroughs, yeah, you've just been... And the only thing that's happened is you've been blocking
Yeah.
swords, and then the only thing that's got you is a bullet going past.
Unless they hit you in the side, it has to be straight on. But generally, that's a little. I don't mind because I mean, it's not about the combat of the game. It's great. It's really good fun to actually have a sword fight. But I mean, if you were killed every time you got caught, then it'd be a bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a bit annoying.
But it's like...
you got a fighting chance, basically.
It's like Splinter Cell, isn't it? Like you do, like you said, you have a fighting chance if you get caught, but you really don't want to be getting caught.
Yeah.
Like you want to.
Oh,
be
it's a
playing
nightmare. Once you get
still.
caught, you're like, oh god, I've got to fight all these people and kill all these people.
Because
It's
yeah,
sad to do that.
so it does because obviously, when you look at Corvo, he's a big guy. He's clearly a very
Well, he's an
strong guy.
experienced killer. That's his thing.
Does that show in the gameplay? I know you were saying abilities, but that's the Shallow Realm abilities. But in terms of their sword play, does he feel because he's been sword fighting, I'm guessing, for a lot longer? He's been training her, so theoretically, he should be more skilled than Emily.
It feels very similar. The thing that feels different is the way they kill people. Like when you get an execution off, like Corvo's very sort of like he just slams them sort of thing. Whereas Emily's a bit more like she does this move where she'll
There's a bit more finesse.
yeah, sort of she like deflects it, jumps up and stabs down into their shoulder sort of thing. It's a
Okay.
bit more
Have they gone for her being a bit more acrobatic, kind
Yeah,
of ninja, whereas he's just more of a I can
he's
tank
more of a
it.
bruiser.
Yeah. Yeah, street brawler kind of.
I mean, who is it? I don't think Emily does this. I don't remember. But Corvo will literally just slam his sword down on their shoulders and go straight through into that, down to their livers. I don't think Emily does that. Do you take people's heads off, which seems a bit...
Yeah, we saw you do that earlier. When you were trying to take an arm off, you somehow got the head.
I was like,
I don't know how well you did in biology,
aim for the
but...
arm. Oh, okay. It's hard.
So you would say that is... Which do you feel... Because, okay, just say we're counting Legion as a different game. It's not an expansion pack. We are counting it as a new game because it has kind of reformatted the way
game.
that people are playing WoW.
It's really changed a lot of classes.
Would you feel that it would be your kind of vote for Game of the Year over? Because technically it's not Game of the Year, but you know what I mean. It's in your
terms of
personal
time played. That's the hard part because the amount I've played Legion versus Dishonored.
But that I don't think that
I enjoy
the
Dishonored
enjoyment
more.
yeah, you enjoy
I-
Dishonored more
I sit down with that. I'm like, okay, I'm happy time.
because
I raid,
Every time
so
killing people.
When I'm raiding, I'm like, okay, this is time to bang my head against the wall for the next 3 hours, sort of thing.
well, that's the thing. You're playing with friends though, so it might be more fun in terms of
Yeah.
playing with friends. But in terms of actual game
Yeah.
mechanics and gameplay, do you prefer Dishonored?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Cool.
But that's where, as you say, that's where it's hard because it depends. Would you rather just chill on your own and just play a game, or would you rather have a session with your friends?
Well, yeah, this is because someone actually asked me one of our friends always puts on Facebook at the end of every year, what do you feel was the game of the year?
Yeah.
And when it got around to asking me, I was like, well, for me, on a multiplayer side, I haven't played as much of it as I would like to, but I really love the multiplayer for Titanfall 2. It feels so different because I didn't really play Titanfall 1's multiplayer, but playing Titanfall 2 with you guys, and I play it with a couple of other friends, it's got the fast pace, and the thing I prefer, because I played Advanced Warfighter in COD, which had the similar mechanics of jumping from building to building with the mech suit, but it didn't feel anywhere near as smooth or fluid as Titanfall. In Titanfall 2, I'm not sure how bad it is in 1, but it just works, and it adds a whole new game mechanic. It's literally, you could be being shot from anywhere, and I know they said it before, but it's not even the fact that, there's a building there could be a sniper. You could be in an open plane and still being getting shot from above, where guys manage to jetpack up. And the Titans, I know you've got games with vehicles again, but they're a nice change of pace, the Titans as well. And it's nice that you've got your backup weapon is effectively, I know it's not,
an anti-Titan
it's an anti-Titan weapon. It doesn't kill them as quick as you would hope. But the multiplayer,
useless sort of
it
thing,
felt,
yeah.
I know, like I said, I know I missed Titanfall 1, so for me personally, it felt like a really fresh change of pace for my multiplayer gaming. Because I play a lot of Halo, and I love Halo still. Halo will always be my go-to multiplayer game. But this felt like such a nice change of pace for me. It was like, it's a nice breaking point. So when Halo 6 comes out, I'll be feeling really fresh through the whole Halo franchise and back in, guns blazing. And this was a really solid game for me to get stuck into between those. And I will be going back to play it a lot more, especially when you get a bit of time off. I think if we're playing multiplayer games, it's going to be one of the ones I strongly go for when we're all talking about what we're going to play. As for single player, that's tough. Well, I was actually thinking Skyrim Remastered. I do love it. Technically, it's a remaster though, so it's not.
It's a new game.
It's not a new game, and it adds mods, which is cool. But yeah, it's still the same game, pretty much, just with shinier graphics.
What's that coming? Muds.
It's in for
Mods.
PlayStation. I don't think it's in for. No, it's in for Xbox. I don't think it's in for PlayStation. There's been a bit of a kerfuffle there with
Disagreement.
stuff, but single player wise, that's really difficult actually, because I don't know about you guys, but I find that the older I'm getting, the more I'm sticking to the older games from when I was a bit younger. And I'm not really buying new games. If I'm buying a game now, I'm buying something that
playing an
came
old
out a
game
few
you had,
years
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on my PC, I'm playing games that came out a few years ago. I'm not playing anything brand new. And with the Xbox, it's kind of, I mean, like I said, I bought Titanfall, and Battlefront wasn't this year, was it? Battlefront was last year, because it was in time for The Force Awakens.
Last year?
Even longer.
It's
got
Last
longer
year
than
or longer.
No, it was last year because it was coming out around just a bit before The Force Awakens. They wanted to get it
Force
out.
Awakens last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was last year this time.
yeah, around a year ago.
Remember, a yearly
Feels like a
release.
really
kind
long
of
time
thing.
ago. Yeah.
So single player wise,
Pokemon.
oh,
You got pretty far on that.
actually, yes, that is. I forgot about that. Yep, I'm going to say Pokemon Sun and Moon because that was a really courageous move to change the formula the way they did and remove all the badges and bring in this
the gyms.
the new island challenges. And okay, granted, at the end they're building their own league, which I think is really cool because it's got the new stuff. But then at the end, it's like you beat the game, you've tried all the new things. Now, seeing as this game, because obviously Pokemon is popular, so the old mechanic was still working of gyms and a league.
Yeah.
They've kind of gone, you've tried something new, here you go, here's something old to kind of reminisce the good times you used to have on the old games. And I love that they've done that, and I think
Show
it's
what you wish
really
you
cool.
had.
And they bring the old characters back too, like you can fight red and blue, just name different colours now, orange, silver. But no, it's really cool that you can, that they've done it that way. And to be honest, I like the designs for most of the new Pokemon. There have been some generations, black and white, where
They weren't all awful.
no, but most of them were. I'm sorry, I love
Excadrill, he's
Pokemon.
sick.
Yeah, Excadrill is cool, but that's like going, oh, one design is good. But I'm not saying there was more than one, but I felt a bit let down by the designs. Like a floating ice cream cone and floating chandelier.
There's a lot of floatings. What's the other one? Muna? Muna.
Oh, what the like flying
the
moon pig
the
thing?
brain thing. The one that looks like, you know, when like you like boil some sweet and it goes and it just mutates.
Yeah.
It's
yes.
Rick,
But
if you saw it, you know what we're talking about instantly.
but
I think I actually
It's like
might
a
know.
boiled, it's like a boiled marshmarshlow.
yes, yeah, and it has that has
Because
like
I played that one, didn't I? I
like
played white or
you play black or white, yeah. It was, yeah. To me, I feel like this year, Nintendo and everyone in Game Freak have really gone all out for the 20th anniversary all year round. They haven't just done it as a specific like, oh, this is the date Pokemon 20. It's been all year round, and I'm really impressed. And the fact that Pokemon is 20 years old and going this strong. I mean, it outsold Call of Duty. That just shows you that it must take something truly unique and brilliant.
Not a yearly release.
But to be this strong 20 years later, that it is outselling a game. How old is Call of Duty? Is around 7 or 8 years old really now. No, it's 2003. It's about 12 or 13 years, I think.
Almost 14 then. If it's
Yeah.
2003.
And it is dying. So, and I mean, Rick, you played the new one. We saw the Selmy video. We thought it was good. And to be honest, I'm more tempted by the remaster of Modern Warfare
Oh yeah.
than Infinite Warfare. But
I'm
you
not.
said the
Like,
story.
That's like people that do sometimes the remasters of such old games. The mechanics for online, like it has all the old mechanics. It just doesn't play that nicely.
Yeah, well, so Ben and I actually went to do a multi
2 sucks.
Halo 1.
Halo 1's worse.
It's not. We went to do. I love them still, so you're wrong.
To play
but
them now is like
we actually went to a few weeks ago when we released the Halo 3 multiplays. We actually had a previous video recorded, but there was a bit of an error and it kind of crashed, so we had to switch. We had to re-record it. But the second match was Halo 1, and it was Halo 1.
2?
No, we had Halo 2. We just got destroyed. We didn't stand a chance.
Oh, you're talking about the other one. Right.
But Halo 1, it was really laggy and the controls were so stiff. We were like, we need at least Halo 3 to be kind of comfortable now.
It was, slight agony.
But yeah, so single player wise, I don't know. You're going to have to come back to me on that. I'll do it when we're in like TV or film. I'll just yell something out and be like, that's it.
Nintendo in
Oh no,
trouble
Pokemon.
again
Sorry, Pokemon. I'm
because of Mario Run.
No, see, this is a bit. I don't get why people are up in arms.
confused by this.
Mario Run is the new phone game. It's an app game.
Yeah, I know.
And people are complaining that they're being given a free game but have to pay for certain levels on it. It's like, well, they have just designed a game for free.
I'm thinking like their stocks go like a bit dodgy again because of that.
I think Nintendo are in a slightly difficult. They've got a few game franchises which will always save them, which are Zelda, Mario, and Pokemon.
Yeah.
They will always come through for them, at least for the foreseeable future. But yeah, releasing Mario as a side scroller on a phone was a brilliant idea. It's just that I think people didn't expect.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't think people expected to pay for certain levels. I have seen people being really outraged by it, but it's like, you are getting a free game. And
Like everything you pay for nowadays, why would you expect to be given a whole game for free? Essentially,
it's like going into game and being like, how much is this copy of Call of Duty? It's £50. What? It costs money? No, of course it does. Yeah, you gotta like.
£50 you might be outraged by. But...
Well, yes. Yes,
Mario on my phone?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I
there's
know,
still,
I know, yeah.
Thing. What about you, Rick? What's your favorite game of this year?
I think it might be Final Fantasy. Like, I haven't really gone that far into it, but so far I really like it. I can imagine putting hours into that game and then going, New Game Plus, let's go.
This is coming from Rick, who's played pretty much the majority of the games.
Yeah, Rick
Yeah.
has
To us.
Rick pretty much has every game that's on Xbox One.
I'm trying to remember all the games. That's the problem, because I go through them so quickly.
Well, the cool thing about Final
Deus Ex,
Fantasy.
Rick, you love Deus Ex.
No, it's quite nice.
Oh, I thought you hated it.
No, I committed more to that than I did Dishonored 2.
Oh, fair enough.
I was just like, that's a bit samey.
But see, for Final Fantasy, what is interesting is I haven't actually seen a bad comment about it online. And like normally, even a game that's really highly praised by critics, there are people, there are fans, like there are just members of the public who write stuff going, "Oh, it's crap, it's rubbish." I haven't seen that for Final Fantasy.
Well, there's things you could argue about it on, but overall, it is a really nice game. It's just the combat, and like a bit, it's okay, but it's just everything else. It's just everything adds up.
It looks a little manic.
But the main character looks like
Yeah.
Sasuke,
Yeah.
which is
looks sick.
from my favorite anime. Literally, as soon as I saw him, I was like, I just need to play this game because I can just pretend I'm playing a Sasuke.
Well, Pronto is a blonde kid, so.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like Naruto.
And Naruto.
Naruto! Actually,
Jeez.
Naruto came out this year, and you know what? The Naruto Ninja Storm 4 came out this year.
The four.
Yeah, and I've got to say, as much as I love Naruto, I'm a bit disappointed. In the previous games, in number 2 for me was my favourite, and it was a big open world game. Actually, number 3 was as well. And I loved it. You ran around as Naruto, and you get I say open world. It was a bit linear where you were going, but it felt open world between levels and missions. I've said something wrong. Ben's giving me that look of you didn't pronounce it properly.
You're a tool, sir.
And anyway, it was really cool. And then they brought out this new one, and it was like I feel like they ran out of time because you got the great fights, and the fights are really well done. But between fights now, it just does a dot to dot thing, and you don't actually get to do any of the exploring and running around and finding all these cool little things out. I think that's a real shame because I was going through the campaign on it, and I was like, I'm just going from fight to fight here. I might as well just be playing Tekken Online or something. Like I'm not getting the same feeling I did from the last one. I mean, don't get me wrong, the multiplayer is
Story.
fantastic. Like, I've only ever got you on the multiplayer, but you enjoy it, don't you, when you play it?
Yeah, I like it.
So it's got a very strong multiplayer for what it is. The
It's
mechanics are a
something
bit
different for a
simple,
fighter.
but it's one of those games that's easy to pick up, hard to master.
Yes.
And that's...
Like most fighters, mash the
Yeah.
buttons.
But it's a bit simpler to get combos
Well, it's
off.
not, it's not really a
Injustice.
masher. It's, this button does do this. This button does do that rather than flick this, press that, and press those two
Well,
together.
sometimes for combos, you have to, like, if you want to use jutsus, and jutsus, if
Right.
anyone hasn't seen Naruto, are basically their special techniques like breathing fire, shooting lightning, whatever they choose to do, whatever their character's capable of. And actually, when we went to Comic Con last year, they had a beta for, or a demo, for a multiplayer demo for Ninja Storm 4, and they did a little competition. They got 10 of us to fight, didn't they? And I made it to the semi-finals. I beat my first opponent, and then the guy I fought in the semi-finals, he won the whole tournament, and he was absolutely amazing. Like, I thought I knew how to play that game, and as soon as I went against him, I just got annihilated.
I know nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, please, sir, mercy. It was. It just showed. I was like, wow, this game's mechanics are nowhere near as simple as I once thought. What about multiplayer for you, Rick? What do you feel was kind of your best multiplayer game?
I was trying to think of that. I just can't think of what I've spent most of my hours playing.
Gears 4? Gears 4?
I played that quite a bit. Not that much. Like, I think I played WoW more than I did. Like, I played Legion with Ben.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sure,
put
yes,
quite a few hours
yeah.
into that when it came out.
You got to hit,
I
110.
put a good
so.
50, 60 hours into that.
Yeah.
I put 0 in.
I did like it. It's just the constant raiding and stuff.
put
I
way
just
too much
can't commit the time. It's too much.
That's fair. Yeah, it's like for you when you're on it, you have specific times you have to be on, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
we play these days at these times.
And like,
And then if you're not on then, it doesn't matter. It's your own time, so...
yeah,
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
be on willy-nilly kind of
Then
thing.
you're
I want to
playing
be able
because
to go
it's,
like,
a bit
I want
fun
to play
rather
some
than-
WoW, I'm going to turn it on.
Do it.
Which I could still do.
yeah, but yeah, you might not just be
wouldn't-
included in
you
kind of
wouldn't
their
get
main
the end
guilds.
game. You wouldn't
Yeah.
get
Well,
the
because
end
raiding
game
is like,
stuff.
you're committing to like another 15 people. So if you don't turn
Yeah.
up, then they're like,
Well, yeah, I remember
well.
from my days of raiding.
yeah.
Going back to something for you, Ben, quickly. Would you feel? I know you haven't played too much of it yet, but do you feel that Sun and Moon is up there as a contender for Game of the Year?
I haven't played it much. I really haven't had the time.
Too
I've
much WoW.
enjoyed it so- yeah, pretty much. I've really enjoyed it so far. I haven't hit any of. Literally, I haven't touched the islands yet. In terms of the island.
You start
what
on
they
one,
called?
so
The island.
the Island Challengers.
Challenges, yeah. So I haven't touched them yet. So I'm still excited for the fact I haven't had any real Pokemon ruined for me, like what they look like.
Yeah.
So I'll still be playing it, going, "Oh, that's new. Oh, that's new." I know about 8, 10.
That's cool.
If that.
It is enjoyable. Once you get around to it, I think you'll really like it.
Yeah, I think you get back into it again.
Okay, let's move on to film. So, who would like to start with their favorite film? I think I know what Ben's is going to be.
Well, there's not even any
Yeah.
point in me talking about it.
I know which one
Go
it's
for it,
going to
no,
be.
'cause
That's the one I was going to pick.
in the last
so.
podcast, we didn't
Mine.
get to.
Claimed.
So
Did we not?
no,
Don't do that!
because
Mentioned
we
it.
hadn't seen it by the time the
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we
it
were
was
just
before,
about- yeah.
we were just getting ready to go and see it.
Well, obviously, Rogue One for me.
I think
That
that's
was
fair.
incredible.
That's completely fair. As a
So
film,
happy.
there might be potential spoilers here, by the way, because obviously Rogue One's very recent. But yes, Rogue One. I say potential spoilers. There are going to be spoilers.
We're going to talk about the obvious things.
Well, I think we need to
Like,
cover
you
a
know,
lot.
They got the plans. Oh
No,
What?
spoilers!
Major spoiler warning now. So turn off for a bit or skip ahead. I am really glad they had the guts to
Yes.
kill off everybody.
Oh, that was
in the
that was
squad.
awesome.
Apparently, they talked about
They
it. They were
needed
saying
that.
we weren't going to do it. They're going to have like Jin and Cassian were going to be like somewhere on a nice planet together, happily. I was like, no.
I'm glad they didn't
So
kiss
good.
either, because
Yes.
that was like,
I was so worried.
don't do this,
Because they were
please.
leaning, I was like, don't do it. You do not need to do it. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
it was more like I was talking to someone else about it. And we were saying, the bit on the end at the beach as well, where they're holding hands.
Yeah.
we were saying that's more of a comforting friend thing
Yeah,
than
it was
an
like,
actual
yeah.
relationship. That's like
It
we are
shows
going
they-
to die.
Yeah.
Let's like at least kind of we're accepting that fact and we're
Well,
together.
They were friends.
We're
By the end
friends.
of it, they
Yeah,
were good friends. which is
exactly.
what
It's
it
like
was.
they've been through a lot together.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like, you know what, we had a good run. Let's just hug
Saved
it
each other
out.
lives
Kind
a
of.
few times, so yeah.
And I really every character as well was so unique in their group and was very brilliantly done. Every actor just nailed their part so well. And I mean, considering how much darker and grittier it is in the other Star Wars films, there were still parts where I was laughing as well.
Yeah.
Like one joke when they put the bag over the blind guy's head, he's like, "Are you kidding me? I'm blind!" And I was just in stitches in the cinema.
Because he's such like in the trailer, it seemed like he was a real serious, like, you know, religious character. And then when he came on, I was like, oh wow, you're actually
Yeah.
quite
More
bit of
comic relief in a way.
yeah. Did you know the voice of K2SO was Wash?
I
his
didn't
name.
until you're right. I saw something the other night with him.
He was on with the cast of crew. I was like, why are you there? I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe he was there as a crossover with Firefly.
Yeah. I like the fact they put the guy that they CGI'd his face on the
Tarkin.
round. Yeah, Tarkin.
I like the fact they did it. It looked a bit weird.
It looked a bit weird, but
I
that's
sort of
always.
just let it go.
But it felt
Yeah.
appropriate because
Yes.
he should be there.
Yeah, no, he had to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so tall. He's not that tall.
it's hard to say. I think that was to make him look more intimidating because he
might
was
be,
even to his own people.
In New Hope, he's an intimidating guy, and he's not that big.
Yeah, I know, but it's a different actor, isn't it? So maybe they were trying to get a
Different
different.
actor. It's meant to be the same guy.
Yeah, I know, but it's like when
Different
they
actor, same guy.
when they had to finish Fast and Furious 7,
Yeah.
the CGI worked very well there after the
Well, the body
tragedy.
types are the same.
After the tragedy, because they looked similar, obviously being siblings, and the effects guys really
Well, that
hit the
looked
ball
great.
out of the park there. Yeah, like
Really
because at
good.
the end, obviously that had to be his brother, that scene, and every time I watch it, I choke up. I'm nearly
Well,
crying
I'm assuming
every
they
time.
added that.
Yeah, they
I
had
saw it
to,
the other
yeah.
day, and I was literally welling up. And my mum was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Just you don't understand."
That's the thing, and from an action series like that, which has always been, it's had some kind of deep meanings about family, Fast and Furious, but it is very much just an action film, and it's a very enjoyable action film, and all the actors play the part well.
yeah.
To suddenly be able to, I know that it's real for them, that part. It's more than just acting there, but it does just hit you like
I don't know how Vin Diesel
that.
did it.
It's the way
God,
he talks.
to
Yeah,
do that
it's 'cause
scene at the end,
I
I'd be
think
like,
because it's genuine. I
oh.
think it took a lot of strength for him to do that, and fair play. That was brilliant. But yeah, going back to Rogue One,
Yeah,
it's
go
the
on.
best film. Yeah, dark and gritty. The fact they didn't feel the need to bring Jedi in, apart from the
Yes.
little bit at the end with
I was
Vader.
going to say just before you bring that up. By the end of the film, it was incredible because of what it was. But I just felt a little starved of any sort of something force related, something. I know there's a little bit, but some sort of power or a saber or something. And then just that sequence at the end of Darth Vader, I was like, I could not be happier.
Yeah.
And when we went to go see it again the other day, I was literally like, I just want the end. I love the whole film, but I just want to watch the ending again. Just give me.
So good.
The thing about the end is, it almost felt like a horror
Same.
film.
It literally
Seeing
was.
Vader coming
Yeah.
through and these guys panicking, trying to get
Yeah.
away. I was like, and the lighting and the sounds and everything. You're like, I'm actually a bit freaked out right now.
watching.
You're like, oh my god,
It's the
he's
return
killing
of Vader
everyone.
as a
Yeah.
badass. That's what he is. It's what he's meant to be. So
And it
he's
was
back.
yeah, and it was wow. 'Cause the intimidation level was there. It was brilliant. I'm not sure if I was a fan of his line where he chokes the guy. He goes, "Don't choke on your aspirations." That was a bit forced. No pun intended. I didn't actually mean that until after I said it. I realized, like, hey.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, he did it to what's he called? What's it? Kendrick, not Kendrick.
I know. I can't remember his name now, but the
Krennic. There you go.
yeah.
It was him, wasn't it? It kind of makes sense
Yeah.
to do that. It's a little, as you say, a little bit of a pun, but you know.
And every role was just played perfectly. Like I read somewhere as well. Is it Felicity Jones was the leading actress?
lead, yeah.
She's incredible. And one thing I read about her is apparently, which I really respect, she didn't want her character to be sexualized in any way. So apparently they tried to get her to wear, or they didn't try. They were suggesting maybe she wears a
She
tank
never
top.
wears anything like
And
Slave
exactly, yeah.
thing, so.
And she was like, no. She was like, all the males are wearing a jacket. I want to wear a jacket. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And it because it shows, this film very much shows genders as completely equal parts. No one is treated differently because of any reason. Like, not even race. Like, aliens are still treated as the same as human. And it's a really, it feels natural as well. Like, you don't, I just think that's all perfect. The way they all do it is brilliant. It's fantastic. And yeah, every moment. And also, I never knew the Death Star could be focused to a weak enough point to just destroy cities. I thought it was only the planet or nothing.
Well, that's sort of added, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was just, let's test it here. Oh, there goes the planet. Oops. My bad.
Very well done. And the fact that it focuses on the soul. And I'm so happy we got a ground battle. So happy we got a proper ground battle. That whole scene. I just remember when we went to see it on the opening, I was just like, wow. This is amazing.
No, go back.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just rewind that bit. It's gonna be for me like what I'm about to suggest my favorite film is. There's a certain moment in it where you just watch it on repeat, and you don't. I mean, the rest of the film is fantastic, but there's just that one moment where you're like, I can just watch this forever, and that battle sums that up very well, and it's really good.
I think what's amazing is they filled in a how many year old plot hole. Why someone made the Death Star?
Yeah, where
with
it's
a
such
massive
an
weakness.
obvious.
And now it's just like they've just filled that. Like there you go, there's the reason, and everyone's like, oh, cool.
Okay,
We
that
have a
works.
really
That actually
solid
makes
reason.
sense.
To be
Yeah.
fair, you say obvious weakness. It's not that obvious, and
Well, I mean, but like,
it's a bit stupid. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
when you have the plans that
Yeah.
nobody went like
yeah, no.
Why
definitely.
straight
is
to
that
the core,
there?
straight to
Yeah.
shoot, straight to it.
But
That's
even
a bit
then,
weird.
if they didn't have Luke, who had the ability to use the Force, they would have been a bit stuffed.
Yeah.
Because no other pilot could have made that shot.
I love, he put it in there, but it's still enough to be like, this is like a 1 in a million. It'll work.
Or I
I'll
think,
put this at the floor in there. It
but
will do
maybe he
something.
had a different plan. If they actually send, like, if they can get anyone to infiltrate, like
Yeah,
sabotage.
drop a grenade
I
or
don't. He
something.
might not have planned for it to be like a space attack. He might have planned for it to be like a guy or like someone goes in undercover and gets to that specific
Well, he
point
got,
and just puts a thermal detonator or something and then legs it.
Yeah, he got, is he Bodhi, is that his name? He got him to, defect.
Yeah,
and send the
exactly.
message,
Yeah.
So he could have got others.
So
So
he-
just stick that in there.
And another thing that was fantastic about this film was the fact that the rebels weren't shown as morally good necessarily. Like they're good, they're the good guys, but they do some very morally questionable
Yeah.
things, and some of their tactics were very
It's kind of
questionable.
almost terrorism.
It's extremism. It is
Basically.
Well, of
extremism.
course
yeah.
it is, because it's against an
Yeah.
established empire.
Well, that's the thing. Technically,
Guerrilla
the reb-
warfare, isn't it?
Yeah, technically the rebels are a form of terrorists. Yeah, and
Well, I know, I was going to say quickly, Saw Gerrera, I know in the Clone Wars, is treated by, I said the bad guys, by the, I can't remember, it's people who've taken over his city where he's living, and they treat him as a terrorist group, basically as saying you are terrorists led by...
well, that's what
Saw
he's like in
Gerrera.
Rogue One as well, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
his group are effectively they're the
more of an
freedom
extremist,
fighters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say he's an extreme rebel, isn't he? So
Yeah,
that's why he's not a part of the rebel line. And that was something else. Sorry, this film's just got so much to talk about. The fact that it showed there were like hints at other factions of rebels out there who weren't connected to the Rebel Alliance. The Rebel Alliance weren't the only ones fighting the Empire, which I really liked because you kind of felt in the original trilogy it was either the Rebel Alliance or no one standing
Yeah.
up to them.
Well,
Whereas,
there was the two factions, it was the Rebel Alliance and the Empire.
yeah.
So,
And these guys are obviously they would rather work with the rebels than the Empire, but they don't still choose not to work with the rebels, which was really was great.
Yeah.
It just added more depth to the story, and yeah, I was just wild. So you were saying your favorite film is the same.
It kind of
That's what it
is, but just trying to come up with another. There's actually a movie which I really like, which is on Netflix, which is called Ark.
Okay, did
And
that
I
come out this
actually
year?
really like that because it's sort of a time loopy one.
Has it got cavemen and dinosaurs?
No.
That's the
it's
game.
it's slightly futuristic. It's with the guy that used to play Firestorm. Robbie Amell. Stephen Amell's cousin who plays Arrow. Might not know him.
No.
But anyway, actually did a Kickstarter for Code 9, a movie they're going to make, which looks really cool. You should watch the clip for that if you get a
Okay.
chance.
So,
You guys will probably like that because they've done a clip that they used that for the Kickstarter.
Okay.
without
But
giving too much away, what's this art film about? You said
Well, it's
something through time
essentially the
travel.
trailer is. If you see the trailer, it's essentially this guy wakes up next to this woman, and he wakes up, and they just had a chat last night or did something else. Who knows?
Rick's so naive.
The morning after.
Well, it makes sense when you see it. But essentially, he gets somebody barges into his room, holds him at gunpoint, and says they want something. And he tries to escape and gets shot and dies. But then he wakes up at that exact same moment at the day, so it's sort of Groundhog Day. But with that, and every time he dies, he goes back to it, and he tries to figure out what's going on and stuff.
Okay.
And he's
that's
got a
cool.
special machine downstairs, which is probably what's the cause of it. Well, is the cause of
Yeah.
it. But over the time, you find out what's going on, what the criminals want, etc., etc. That's pretty cool. I quite like it. That's the kind of movie I really enjoy. And
That's
it's just,
cool.
Yeah, it's just fun, and it's something I don't know. I think it's some of those movies that I might watch again, like quicker than some of the other ones. Like for example, Star Wars: Force Awakens. I've only seen once. And I've not been bothered to pick that back up again.
See, I like The Force Awakens, but yeah, I'm the same as you. I've gone to watch it again, and then I just haven't got round to it. And it's not a film where I'm like, I have to watch it again, kind of.
I have no comments on the number of times I saw it in the cinema.
Actually, to be fair, I saw it twice in the cinema as well, actually, so that probably, yeah.
Oh, hell, 2 times. Wow.
That's when you can see it unlimited for free.
Yeah.
I think I hit about 7 in the end. I was like, oh.
My favourite film, which you two probably already guessed, was Captain America Civil War.
For some reason I thought you could see Lord of the Rings. I was like, that's not this year.
I was thinking that as well. That was stuck in my head.
Civil War. Was that this year?
Yeah,
April,
it was
Yeah,
April this year,
yeah.
yeah. That, fantastic.
That was. It would have been mine if Rogue One hadn't come along.
It just blew me away, Civil War. Rick's sitting there like, I've got a rant coming.
Oh, you didn't like it, did you?
I thought it was okay. I kind of liked
You're
it.
okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It was just a bit like, it's cool. The problem is, I know the comic I know too much about how epic it is in the comic. And I tried to let it go, and I just couldn't. So then when I watched the movie, it's kind of like, eh.
See,
Plus also the Registration Act side, I was like, you don't have a valid point. Stupid. You guys are being ridiculous. What are you
See,
on about? So I could not get behind it.
I disagree. I think that from the government's perspective, of course, like Ultron was Tony Stark's fault, but the attack on New York wasn't the Avengers' fault. The Hydra thing wasn't, but it makes the government look stronger blaming the Avengers than blaming themselves. Like, the fact they weren't prepared for something like that, the public would be like, you should have known there's an alien invasion coming, blame it on the Avengers for destroying the city. Hydra inside S.H.I.E.L.D., they have to blame that on Cap and everyone, because if
I
they
understand
say
them blaming
responsible-
for it, but I just, in the Civil War, I feel like they have more of a valid point why they're saying it, apart from the fact that makes them look stronger.
But it, well, also they have got a good point. Like with the incident with Scarlet Witch at the beginning, where she blows up a building. It's like these
You need to contain it.
these people who have these powers, they need to be under control. And Iron Man obviously feels so responsible because of Ultron that he's like, yeah, I agree. Scarlett Johansson doesn't actually agree with it. The reason she joins them is because she's like, they're going to force it on us if we don't join. So that's her logic behind joining.
But if Scarlet Witch hadn't done anything, they were terrorists anyway, so they would have gone away with a were they getting weapons at the time or
was a
something?
biological
It was a
weapon,
biological
wasn't
weapon.
it?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what
If
we
they'd
see.
gone away with that and blown something up, more than 10 people would have died.
What's annoying
Or
is why
whatever.
didn't she just do this?
But it's the fact
Pick it
that it
up
didn't-
and move to the right instead
Remember,
of left.
because she didn't have full control of her
I know,
powers
I
yet.
know,
Yeah.
I know. Still, it's just like, it's so close, so close.
I mean, the casualties are minimal. You see that they add up the casualties.
yeah, you see the sign
We're
of the building, it's
talking about a couple of
that's not
hundred
bad, yeah.
over Age of Ultron, the invasion on New York. You would have thought it would have been hundreds.
You're
just
you're
in-
completely right. But I think for this one, it was the final nail in the coffin. Kind of like this had been building up since Avengers, the end of Avengers 1. They've been teasing this, where they interview people after the Battle of New York, saying these superheroes should be held accountable. They should be paying for this damage. That was kind of just been teasing it.
Saved my life.
Or there's some people.
I
think
get why they do it, and in a real life situation, they would do it as well. In real life, like if it happened, they would do that as well. But I just still felt that I couldn't agree with the government at all.
But the thing for me,
knowing all the information that was available, because of course the public in that doesn't have all the information. The government, just makes themselves look.
I think for me, one thing I genuinely did love about this film was that I've always been a big Cap fan. Always Cap over every other Marvel character in the MCU. Comic book wise, it's always been Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Comic book wise,
yeah.
Growing up for me with the comic books, I had not all the Spider, but I had a lot of Spider-Man comics. I read a lot of Spider-Man comics growing up, so I absolutely love Spider-Man there. But when the MCU first came out, Captain America I was like, this guy's awesome. Like, I really agree with like his views.
You're an Iron Man guy. Back in the beginning. I was
No,
the Cap guy, you were the Iron Man, and then we switched.
I think it's because for me, in Avengers 1, I don't feel they did Cap justice quite much. He felt like he wasn't as strong as he could be, and then in Winter Soldier, it was suddenly like they were like, here's his food.
that was...
My theory I come up with to justify it to myself is that he's just woken up from the ice, so his body's not quite used to it yet. His body's recovering from being frozen for however many, 75 years, wasn't it? I think.
I can't remember.
So his body's recovering from that. That's why he's not as strong in the Avengers. And then when Winter Soldier comes back around, he's recovered and he's like, you know what? Super strength. And it's just, yeah.
It does kind of make sense.
But the thing that I loved about going back to Civil War was obviously being a Team Cap guy. And the whole way through, I was Team Cap. Even when you could see that he was conflicted by Bucky and he was trying to save Bucky, it's the ending. And then I felt conflicted who to support in the end fight. I was like, you're
fighting. Stop fighting.
You're making me doubt my love in Captain America. No, like, and it was just such a brutal conflict. I was like, I can see where both characters are coming from here. Like, I completely agree with Iron Man. What he's doing right now, I don't blame him at all. And the entire film, I've been thinking, I can see where Iron Man's coming from, but I don't agree with it. But whereas at the ending, you're like, kind of like, go on, like, get him a bit, kind of like, and it's just, it makes you conflicted in yourself. You're like, who do I want to win this? Like, I love both these characters, but like I've obviously favoured one over the other before, and now I'm like, ooh, I don't know who I want to win, kind of.
Because I'm a Bucky guy, and still I was like, Iron Man, get him, sick him. It's like, he killed your mom, take him down.
Martha, no.
Oh, God.
That was not the thing.
Both our best friends are called James.
Yeah, that was it,
isn't it?
Save James. What? Why did you say that name?
Well, so you're saying about the Captain America, why you think he's weaker. Going back to Star Wars really quickly, I mentioned to you earlier that thing of what is it like people were saying, why is Darth Vader at the end of the film doing all this, being like such an extreme badass, insane, and then he goes straight from that into fighting Obi-Wan in The New Hope, being like, my little stick. Someone's theory was the batter tank that he's in Rogue One is like him recharging, being like getting his energy back. So then he burns it all through the end of Rogue One. So by the time he comes to Obi-Wan, he's like, I'm all out of energy, so I'm all old and man again.
But you would have thought he would have had a back tank on the Death Star if we're getting that technical.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say...
He hasn't had time. He's been busy. He's a busy man.
I say let it go.
He's a busy Sith
Look at when
Lord.
the films were made. Let it go.
Oh no, agreed. Like it's just like that's the thing that came up with for Cap. I'm like, it's just my idea of why he is.
Oh no, yours makes sense. Whereas that, I'm like, it's 1977 versus 2016. Sorry.
Yeah.
If they could have, they would have done it differently. But
yeah.
But another thing that's really cool for me is obviously Spider-Man coming back. That was seeing him. Tom Holland just pulled it off completely. He's fantastic, and seeing him in the suit and everything, I was like, oh, he's finally home. Yes, my boy's back. And then the Homecoming trailer. I love the bit. Well, one bit that is a slight.
Is that a good R or a bad R?
There's a good R.
I wasn't sure if you liked it. I couldn't remember.
No, I really do.
Because the thing that about that's cool is he's watching his fight from Civil War on the laptop. But my only question is, who got the camera angle?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Was he watching it or was he like fantasizing?
No, he's watching
Yeah,
on
he's
his
watching
laptop.
it. He's watching it.
Laptop.
I thought he was daydreaming about it.
No, and then he gets told off. For not
You know who it
paying
is?
attention.
It's Vision.
It could be.
He didn't get involved, did he? He's right to the end. He's just like, I'm going to film it on my phone.
But I love how like that is coming into play, and they have said that Civil War will affect other films. Obviously not Doctor Strange because he wasn't really involved, but it will be interesting to see how it affects the other films. And like for Spider-Man, it clearly looks like it's going to be a big deal.
That's driven Homecoming by the looks of it.
Well, the thing that a lot of people don't realize from the other films because they couldn't do it is Spider-Man, when he first started out, obviously being a kid and being very lost and kind of confused, he's trying to work out how to be a hero. He wanted desperately to join a team, and the Fantastic Four was one team he really wanted to join. And obviously they were like,
Fantastic
no,
Five?
sorry. So this
He
time
does
around,
join them at one point.
yeah, but only very temporarily.
Yeah.
Does he
Yeah.
get, like,
He
some,
puts a
like-
bag over
He puts
his
a
head.
bag over,
Oh.
literally a paper bag
A
over his
paper
head.
bag over his head.
Oh, I think I've seen that actually. Yeah. Yeah, he does have the blue suit, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
But what's but in this one they were obviously using the Avengers to do that. And
Yeah.
I love it. Like he's trying to join because he wants to be this hero, and obviously being with the Avengers, he knows he can hold his own with them as well because of Civil War. He was better than most people he fought. Cap only beat him because of experience. I think if they were both on equal experience levels, he would have probably beat Cap.
In terms of abilities, yeah.
Well, I think he's
Yeah,
actually a
so-
bit stronger than Cap from some of the stuff he was doing.
Well, yeah, I guess he pulled his... I don't know, because he pulled his shoulders back, didn't he? But then Cat was able to pull it back, so I mean...
But also, he managed to catch that thing, the passenger
Yeah.
bridge to the plane.
Cat could do that.
We don't know that.
Cat pulled a bloody helicopter down.
Oh, okay. You're going on that. At the end of Homecoming,
He's got, I was going to mention
No,
the
God,
the way he
that's
held the
too-
helicopter.
at the end of the Homecoming,
Inefficiency.
Spider-Man's pulling a big boat together.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
we're into
I
Well,
still-
pulling
still
together,
like
it
it,
seems
yeah.
like he's losing in the
Yeah.
trailer.
I-
He's like,
I
oh!
said to John, I said, is that noise? Is that the boat or is that him?
Which one of them's
either.
breaking more? But yeah, Captain America: Civil War was just. And it came out around my birthday, so I went to the midnight opening for my birthday. I was just so happy. It made my birthday complete. Like, who cares about going out? Being sociable. Captain America: Civil War was just wow. And
Go out and get drunk because it's shit, or go out and get drunk because it's so amazing.
I know, I
And
just
then you forget it, and you go see it again.
go and watch it again. Yeah. But I just love it, and each character felt like they got enough time. It didn't feel like anyone was
Yeah.
underused, and like
Yeah.
obviously
They
you
did a
have
great job of
to
that.
you have to accept that Vision couldn't fully get involved, and Scarlet Witch. And the thing is, they thought about why they don't, and they've given reasons why they don't, which I'm okay with because Vision doesn't want to fight. He doesn't need to. He knows the logistics of it. He doesn't need to get involved. He doesn't
Knows
want to
he
get
can kill
involved.
them all.
And Scarlet Witch is scared after what happened at the beginning to use her powers. So I really like that. It's like she's a bit nervous about going full Scarlet Witch on the event in case she accidentally kills one.
Yeah.
So that's really cool how they do that. And look what happens to Vision when he does kind of let
Oh,
loose.
she's not afraid to chuck Black Widow across the
Yeah, but that's a very small, slight
strip.
one.
She threw him into a pole, didn't she?
Into a like container, like a
yeah.
generator, I think, of some kind.
You're pulling your punches.
But like that's why they kind of stayed out. But then the others just really threw down, and it was awesome. And like I said, Spider-Man takes on Bucky and Falcon at the same time, and he wins. And you're like, yes, come on, like this is really cool.
I thought, yeah, so, like, the best fights were like Panther on Bucky because he's like going for him. Like, actually, I want to rip your throat out. So it's like, you know, like, obviously you got like, Hawkeye versus Black Widow. They're just having a little brawl, aren't they? Whereas those two are like, he's actually trying to go for him.
No.
Oh my god.
It's like when Hawkeye goes to break Scarlet Witch out. He knows he can't beat Vision, but he just goes full on, like he's just punching him in the face repeatedly. And Vision's like, "I made of metal, mate. It's vibranium. It's not going to work." And yeah, no, the whole film I just enjoyed. Russo brothers are fantastic directors,
Absolutely.
and I mean, there are some Marvel films which obviously some are stronger than others, but to me, I've enjoyed every Marvel film. But Captain America: Winter Soldier and Captain America: Civil War have just knocked it out of the park both times for me, and I've just been very happy. And I was so excited for Civil War for so long that when it finally came out this year, I was like, yes, it didn't disappoint. I have been thoroughly entertained throughout this film. It's made me question Captain America. And if any film has made me do that, it's done something very powerful because I would never doubt Cap ever. And I'm like, Cap, what are you doing,
buddy?
Stop! Leave Iron Man alone! And no, it's just brilliant. Right, we should probably move on to our last topic, which we'll cover fairly quickly, which will be TV.
I think
Guys,
we're all going to be pretty similar. Well,
Well,
we
no.
will.
yeah,
Walking Dead, you guys?
maybe.
Yeah.
Don't feel like telling you.
I
no.
watched other things,
God.
Rick.
Game of
Last
Thrones.
of Walking
Was that
Dead.
this year?
Yeah.
Okay, there's that.
The thing is, I watched so much. I'm trying to go through
Well,
it.
let's start
You got the newcomers. You got the newcomers that have come in. You've got the old,
you
like
talking
new series, like season 1.
Yeah, but that might have been the best
Oh, new
season of
seasons.
the...
Right.
No, but I'm saying like they bring something new to the table. But then there's old series for me that have just mixed it up or done something new or have really just made me enjoy the series more. Once again, like Walking Dead, like the new season, I've seen a bit of it and I'm like,
You saw
I've
Negan,
skipped
didn't
everything.
you?
Yeah, I was
You
like
quite
Negan.
that.
I really like Negan,
Would you think
which
he
isn't
more
good,
than-
but
He just does such a good job.
Yeah.
I really want to jump on board because of Negan.
He
Really,
even makes you spaghetti.
I love that spaghetti.
diggity dog.
His line, yeah. He, like I was saying, the spoiler for the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead, he kills a fairly big character, and you're just like,
I love that. The most minor spoiler ever.
And well, I don't want. I did. He said
He
name,
kills
like,
somebody.
but
Oh!
I realized Rick hasn't seen it yet, so I was like, oh,
Have I not seen this? Is this not the?
No.
It's not.
This is.
Oh no, because it's not a fairly major character, is it?
and
Oh no, he's talking about that. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, you have.
Yeah,
okay,
I've
so
seen.
spoiler
I was
warning.
here last
Spencer
week.
gets gutted by Negan, and everyone else in
Spoiler
shock.
alert.
We said a spoiler alert. We got
They
this.
did-
We got it
but they-
covered.
Then we.
Nobody cares about Spencer.
But it was the way that like it's like all the other group are traumatized, and you're kind of like, oh snap! Like I knew it was
Yes!
coming, so I wasn't like, oh snap. I was like, oh, it's going down now. It's going to kick off, and then it's when he turns to Rick. It's like, you should be grateful. I took care of a guy trying to kill you, and your son, he killed a bunch of my men, and I even made him spaghetti. And you're just laughing again. You're like, damn it, Negan. But it's really good. Like he just does it so well. Like he can, and that's the thing. He can switch between funny and intimidating like that, and you can like be like, oh, funny, oh, okay, Negan,
Yeah,
calm
shit.
down,
Yeah,
whoa.
when he's talking to Carl, when he's got him in the in his place, and he's just like joking around with him. I can't remember what he says. He like literally flips and says something to him. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about the fact he can mess you up really quickly. I thought he was a nice guy for a minute.
I saw a lot of people complaining because that bit where Carl goes to the Saviors and in the TV show he kills 2 men. In the comic book he kills 6. And everyone's like, oh, he's nowhere near as much of a badass he is in the comic. Like, well,
Can't really
two-
kill 6.
no,
easily.
exactly.
In
Yeah,
the show.
in the TV show, 2 makes more sense to me. I'm glad they went
Yeah.
for 2 because if Carl suddenly just mowed down, and also Negan's more likely to forgive him for 2 than he is for 6.
Yeah.
6 men.
It's an excessive.
I mean, 2 men's more than enough, but 6, Negan. If I wouldn't feel as convinced that if Negan forgave him for that, so 2 to me is a good number. I think that was a good number, and yeah, okay, for this season, of The Walking Dead, for me, it's got the most potential I think out of every other season with Negan. I just feel like sometimes it would be nice if they mix the episodes up a bit instead of focusing just on one story. Like towards the end, they started doing it.
The last
Like, the last
episode was
episode, they were
perfect.
mixing up the
Yeah.
stories, and that was one of the best episodes of the season.
Just like Game of Thrones, the way they bounce it so well. They give you, they normally give you like maybe 3 different people in one episode,
Yeah,
and then
and
they
then
focus on
the
the next
other
3.
3. Yeah, like Walking Dead, they did everyone, didn't they?
yeah. In the last
Yeah.
episode, he did, but before that, they were doing just one episode per group, and it's like, okay, this is cool. Don't get me wrong, their stories are good, and I'm enjoying it. But I really want to see what's going on with Rick and Negan right
Yeah,
now.
you turn it on, and you go, oh, it's whatever episode, like it's Maggie, but it's a Maggie episode, or like a Tara one. It was fine, nothing wrong with it, but I was like,
I want to know what's going on with
I
Rick
wanna
and
see
Negan.
and
Yeah,
Rick, yeah.
like because
I know you want to see me.
Hey, bro.
So Rick, what about you? We've been going on about The Walking Dead for a lot.
Well,
We've been talking about you a lot right now with Negan.
The problem is, I was realizing a lot of Netflix stuff I really like. Like that movie was Netflix made. Then they've got shows called Frequency on there. They've got Designated Survivor. They've got Shooter, which is based on the movie.
Yeah, is it actually? Have you watched all the Shooter?
Well, what they've released, it's a weekly release.
Is it when I know it's
Wahlberg
based?
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it based on it in terms of it's kind of copied, or is it just a different story
I don't
with the same
know
character?
because I can't remember the movie.
Okay.
I remember thinking the movie was really awesome. It's just
Yeah.
a generic shooter, and this seems pretty fleshed out and pretty good. Same with Designated Survivor. It's essentially America when they have Congress. They always have one person from the government, from the capital. I don't know how the American system works. It's weird. They have one person hiding from that, and then one person from the president's administration. They keep behind as the designated survivor in case anything should happen.
Okay.
And then the capital gets blown up, and everyone pretty much dies. The whole country's administration gets wiped out. So this housing secretary of housing becomes the president, and he has to deal with the problems
Wow.
that come along with it. Like the shit that goes down because of the bombing, people trying to take power, people thinking that he's not a proper president, so ignoring him.
Rooster Teeth's Red versus Blue did something similar, but in a more comedy aspect of the leader of the kind of the evil Empire's army, even though they're not actually evil in the end. It turns out it was like so many of their generals had died. It was ended up being the general secretary that was leading the army because he was the only one left, and he was like, well,
Such
okay.
a pansy.
Hey, he turns out to be really cool by the end of it.
Well, that's
He's
what
really-
Kiefer Sutherland, which he did 24.
Oh yes, the main guy.
He was really good because he plays the president. Well, the new president.
24 came back recently, didn't it? And isn't it coming back again? They're doing
They're
another one.
coming back again, but it's a different guy. And I was like, really? That's just taking the name 24
But it could be like, but they're going for a Bond style thing, aren't they? Where you have a different.
Yeah, I don't know. It was always Kiefer Sutherland. It's like, such a Jack Bauer move.
Well, he did. I saw an interview of him actually. It's a really old interview, but on Top Gear, because he was set up to be a really big Hollywood film actor, and then he saw the script for 24, and he said he was having doubts about film beforehand because he didn't feel like film was really in-depth stories anymore. It was more big Hollywood blockbuster action films, and then he saw the script for TV and he was like, "This is like the second or third really good TV script I've read." He's like, maybe TV's where all the drama still is. He's like, I am a drama actor, that's where I came from.
Yeah.
And he's like, so maybe that's where I go to. And then he went to 24 and he was like, I never looked back. It just,
Yeah, it
fantastic.
had some
all the time.
really good stories. Some of them are a bit far-fetched.
Well, I think that's one of the strengths from TV to film is you've got more time to develop characters, to develop stories. And that's why for a zombie apocalypse, I think a TV show will always beat a film. Because a film, you have to fit the outbreak, the survival, and then the ending in. Unless you're doing like a trilogy.
Yeah, prequels.
And even then, it's still hard to make it feel like it's been a long time. Whereas the Walking Dead has been on for 7 seasons now, and you really feel like they've been surviving for a long time, and you really
you've been with them for 7 years.
Yeah, and if there's something like that, it just works.
Yeah,
I think really. So
I'm trying to think. I think I choose between one that's been on for a long time. It's The Flash.
Okay,
And that's my favorite one. And for a new one, it'd be Timeless.
Timeless has just started on E4 over here, hasn't it? Yeah, that looks very good.
I like time travel stuff.
have you touched Westworld?
I finished off Westworld.
No spoilers. Is it good?
It's good. It's good. I like it.
Oh,
there's some spoilers in there where you're like, right?
Okay.
That's just completely blown my brain a little bit.
It
In
does
terms
look
of
very
like,
good.
because it's a time travel-y thing, isn't it, or something?
No.
No?
It's not time traveling,
Is it?
no. Westworld isn't.
Westworld-
They're
no, Westworld's-
robots.
it's
that
a
are
theme
park.
programmed.
Oh, it's a theme park where you can go and basically it's like a western town, and they look like real people, but they're actually robots.
So you've got hosts and guests,
Yeah.
and the guests are people, and hosts are all robots.
Oh.
And
the
people
guests
can do to them what they want.
Yeah, you can have like sex with them, you can shoot them, all
You
that
can
kind
do
of
anything.
stuff. And
The same.
And they can hurt you, but they can't kill you.
yeah,
So they can knock you out.
but isn't that
So
like
they
I think
cut
one of the,
you up and like.
No, they can't like cut you up.
isn't
but
one of the
they
big
can-
catches that they're starting
a-
to become self-aware or something? I think is kind of the point, isn't it? Like it's-
Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
not.
Oh god, I really didn't know what it was then. Good. Yeah, watch that.
I think it's really nice. But it's one of those things I think you should watch in maybe not too much, but 2 episodes a day.
Right.
Okay,
And then for like 5 days, just
so don't binge.
also because it's quite complicated
How
and
many
there's
are
no
there?
previously on. There's 10. or
Oh, are they
11.
doing it like because it's HBO? They're doing it like Game of Thrones, where 10-episode seasons.
Yeah, HBO just. I love HBO. They do.
I think 10-episode seasons is a perfectly good
Yeah.
length because
No fillers.
no filler. You get exactly what you need out, and you got enough time to develop the story properly, as they've proven with Game of Thrones. Which I know, granted, is based off a book, so it's a bit different. But actually, Westworld's based off an old film.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
a film, yeah.
So, yeah, I think those are some pretty cool choices. If you guys would like to leave in the comments section your favorite games, films, or TV shows of the year, please go ahead and do that. And we'd like to thank Tom again for suggesting that question, as it gave us a lot to talk about. As we've been, wow, look at that time, we've been going for quite a while.
Yeah. You bring up
Thank you.
Star Wars. We're gonna go on and on.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. We really hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic New Year's. And we'll see you in 2017. Come back strong with some good questions. If you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comment section below as well. And until then, we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.
See ya.